Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I would like to take a look at a Skeledirge deck, which, is kind of like an interesting take on Festival Lead. So basically, Seaking has the ability Festival Lead, of course, that says if the Festival Grounds Stadium is in play, then you get to attack twice, even if the first attack actually knocks out your opponent's Pokemon. So really, the main appeal of Seaking is that you can hopefully take multiple prized cards in a single turn, or at the very least, bring down a very big Pokemon. And it has the attack Rapid Draw for a single colorless energy, which is quite important with Skeledirge synergy. Does 60 damage, and you get to draw 2 cards. So a really appealing aspect about this deck is just the fact that because you're attacking twice, you're always drawing 4 cards at the end of your turn. So your opponent will have to keep Iono you if they, don't want you to have this crazy hand size. So of course, it does also play the Thwackey. Now, Thwackey has a very useful ability, Boom Boom Groove. It just says once on your turn, if your active Pokemon has the Festival Lead ability, which both Seaking and Goldeen have, which is really useful. So one thing with that that's quite frustrating with Diplin is that you always have to make sure you have another Diplin in your hand, either like ready to go to evolve the next Applin, or you preemptively evolve that Applin because your opponent could disrupt you. Then at that point, then you can't evolve Applin into Diplin, and then you can't find your Thwackeys and stuff. Lots of things can get really annoying quite quickly. But the fact that you already have Festival Lead on Goldeen means all you have to do is once Seaking gets knocked out, you can just promote Goldeen and then search your deck for, stuff using Thwackey. So that's really nice. So yeah, Thwackey is just this deck's tutor card. You can find anything that we want from the deck. And we play Skeledirge, which is the most startling Pokemon, I guess, in this Festival Lead build. So it has 330 HP, it is a Terra type, it is metal, so it is weak to fire. So sadly, it's not like a fire type hitting weakness on metal, which is a bit of a shame, but still pretty good stats overall. Resistance to grass, which doesn't crop up too much, but if you ever run into Toad Squirrel or something, then it can be a bit useful. But mainly it's here for the ability Incendiary Song, which says once your turn, you may discard a basic fire energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. And during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 60 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this does actually stack with Seaking. So if you play one of these abilities, so you discard 1 energy, you can do 120 damage, which doesn't sound like a lot, but then it's actually 240 damage for a single energy, and you just have to discard energy. But if you really want to, you can also put 2 Skeledirge in play, and then at that point you're adding 120 damage, so you're doing 180 damage, and you're doing 360 across 2 attacks, basically. So yeah, Skeledirge, a very powerful 1-KO combo, but of course we're just looking to take easier knockouts and boss KO Mew EX, for example, take 2 prize cards and then swing into something else, or knock out multiple single prize Pokemon, stuff like that to really stuff over the prize race. So that's kind of it for the Pokemon. As for the trainers, I'm choosing to run a Precious Trolley A-Spec just because the Fuecoco unfortunately has more than 70 HP. So you either have to play loads of nest balls, which I do play a single nest ball in the deck. Wait, do I play a nest ball? I thought I did. Okay, maybe I cut it out. Okay, so I thought I was playing nest ball, but unfortunately, you have to either play a load of nest balls or you have to play Precious Trolley. There's really no other way around it, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Precious Trolley, search your deck for any number of base Pokemon and put them onto your bench, which is absolutely fantastic for this deck. I will say that if you prize Precious Trolley, this deck does crumble a bit, so that's one of the reasons why it's a rogue deck. This deck is not broken. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh yeah, Seaking's going to win Worlds, guys. Seaking's not going to do anything like that. But, if you don't prize Precious Trolley, you're in a good shot of winning. So it's that at the very least, right? But yeah, I would say if you're very reliant on your ace spec, then it's always a bit risky. But I just think this is a high risk, high reward kind of combo deck anyway. So, if you want to take it out, put a different ace spec in, be sure to add 4 nest balls because you definitely need them. And you will have to play a lot of Poffin. I'm still playing Poffin, just in case, you do prize Precious Trolley and you really have to, try and get into the game without it. But I think overall, there's just not really enough deck space in this deck to, really do much else. I just don't feel like there's enough deck space if you have to run things like 4 Nest Ball. So that's kind of it for the Nest Ball Pokemon search options. But we do also play 2 copies of Rare Candy and a TM Evolution. I'm honestly not sure if I want to keep TM Evolution in the deck. It's really nice being able to just Arvin for TM Evo and Precious Trolley in the same turn. But to be honest, I kind of like the idea of maybe removing the Crocalor at this point and just not playing TM Evo, and then just, you know, focusing on just adding like one extra slot, maybe another switching card or like another Brave Bangle, which came around in Black Bolt and White Flare, you know, something like that, because Brave Bangle is really nice, just an extra plus 30 damage, so you don't have to be like super dependent on Skeledirge, I guess. Like, you still don't need like two Skeledirge out for most of the game. Sorry, I'm blurring my words there. But like, you can just have like one Skeledirge out and play most of the time, and then two copies when you need it to, because typically, if you end up like discarding or like prizing an Air Balloon, things can get a bit awkward because, of course, Skeledirge has a really high retreat cost. So you still have to like fork out energy. Like, what's happened with this deck is some players will boss your Skeledirge, attack it, and then assume you can't retreat it, and you're just going to leave it there to, you know, as a sacrifice. But you can, of course, attach Air Balloon, attach energy, and then retreat it, which is still pretty efficient because Seaking is only taking one energy to attack. So if they're bossing Skeledirge, they've not knocked out your Seaking, if that makes sense. So you can then just, you know, attack with rapid draw anyway. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process by including Air Balloon, although you could include regular switches if you really wanted to. I do think hand size is still quite important, so I'm playing Energy Search over Vessel. I don't really think you need 2 energy. Like, you can make the argument then, sure, you know, if it's useful if you have like 2 Skeledirge out, or, you know, you need to attack for turn, like attach as well. So like, yeah, maybe Vessel could be worth it, but honestly, I think Energy Search has been more than enough, and I'm playing 9 basic energy as well to help with that. Also playing Energy Retrieval to retrieve some energy. I would like to find room for maybe a Super Rod. Like, maybe that means removing a Night Stretcher, but I just like the fact that you can find most of your cards just by using Rapid Draw. So I'm still not really sure yet on the 3 Night Stretcher. Like, I might remove one of these for a Super Rod yet. But I'm also playing Pokegear just to help you find Arvin in the early game because, of course, we do want to find Precious Trolley, so that's kind of important. But yeah, if we had like Luminion in this format, then, you know, we could play Luminion and find Arvin. But, you know, that's not a luxury that we have anymore. So yeah, Arvin's just, again, really useful at finding our stuff. And we also have Festival Grounds because, you know, like, we have to play 4 copies of it. We have to track it down. So yeah, deck space does run out very quickly with Festival Lead, and it runs out very quickly with this build as well, because you have to make room for like a stage 2 Pokemon. I'm also playing 2 Boss's Orders. In a perfect world, I would play like 4 copies of Boss, because really this deck can like cheat prizes quite easily with stuff like Mew EX in play and Pheasantipity, which are Pokemon that you really want to be targeting down. Like, you don't really want to have to work for your big KOs, so being able to boss those smaller Pokemon is really nice. It's basically just Festival Lead, right? But you have access to much bigger one KOs that Dipplin doesn't always have. But you're trading off some of that consistency. So I'd say like Dipplin is more consistent overall, but this deck is more like a high-risk, high-reward version of Dipplin, where you can like try and one-shot stuff. But yeah, playing the new Brave Bangle just as another modifier, and 9 copies of basic Fire Energy. But yeah, let me know what you think about this deck down below. I know that a lot of people are really big fans of Festival Lead, so I figured why not showcase a slightly different build in case you're looking for something else to try out. But yeah, it's been Power, and yeah, thank you for watching. Well, I've never faced a low kicks deck before, so not sure how this one's going to go, but I'm going to go ahead and start with an Arvin. And Precious Trolley is there, huzzah! Get that out of the deck. I think I will grab the Bangle, just in case this is a low kicks EX. I'm not sure if there is a low kicks EX, but just in case there is, right? I'll grab that out. I also want to bench a Fuecoco, 2 Goldeens at least, and a Grookey. So I guess like another Fuecoco is like not a bad choice here. And Crocalor is in the deck, which is cool. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use TM Evo in this situation, because we will have to retreat Grookey. And I'll go ahead and grab, I'm thinking maybe a... oh goodness, for a second there I thought I'd drop the TM Evo down there. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a Thwackey, actually. Yeah, a Thwackey and a Crocalor. We'll do that. We'll go ahead and do that. And then that'll put us in a nice spot. So yeah, we'll evolve up here. I just think it's a massive shame that these guys all have like a high retreat cost. Just a huge shame. It'd be nice if we could get like a Floatstone reprint at some point in the future. But yeah, Or alternatively, maybe like a tool card that says if this Pokemon has no energy attached to it, it has free retreat. You know, something interesting like that. That could be really cool. Okay, another Dark Energy on Nimble and a pass. We do get an Air Balloon, which is a bit of a rip. Would have much preferred to get that later on, but we can always just leave that in hand for now. We do get an Arvin. Do I want to Arvin though? I don't really want to Ultra Ball for a Seaking is my only concern. Yeah, I don't really want to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Thwackey, am I? No, we'll not do that. We're just gonna use Judge because I'd like the stadium. Stadium would be cool. So we really just want like a stadium. Or literally anything, okay? Definitely not getting anything from that. So we'll just have to settle for a Seaking this turn. So yeah, we'll grab Seaking. Interesting that they went with Iron Jugulus and not Rakdos though. Rakdos just seems a lot stronger overall, but maybe they want to have more HP. Yeah, we'll do 60. We take 3 damage counters, and then we draw 2. Yeah, Rare Candy's not bad. So yeah, we take the 30 damage, but it's not awful. We still have Pokegear, but we can Thwackey for the stadium at the very least, so... It could be possible that we actually just win next turn if my opponent doesn't bench anything else, but... It's not super likely, just because we would need to find a Skeledirge as well. Perilous Jungle. Okay. Interesting. I still have no idea what my opponent's, like, game plan is. I would like to see more. If they could just, show me some more Pokemon, please. Please! I'm trying to record a good match here. Really? I think we just win. Yeah, I think we just win, actually. Oh, that's unfortunate. Does that mean I'm going to have to record another game? Probably does. Okay, we still need to, like, not prize any of our stadiums, but yeah. Such is the power of Seaking, guys. This is why Seaking is broken. But I mean, you can see like how the deck sets up and like how you're supposed to play out games. Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, we don't even need to attach another energy. That's another thing. You don't actually have to play another energy if you don't need to. Just in case your opponent bosses something. So yeah, we rapid draw here. We get a prize. And then we KO them as well. So I'm surprised my opponent didn't find anything else that was useful. Yeah, sad face. Today was not the day for low kicks. I'm kind of curious if there's a low kicks EX though, and what did it do, you know? Yes. Yeah, we'll just end the game. Bit of a shame though. Bit of a shame. So yeah, we'll just do rapid draw. Oh yeah, we draw 2, we don't draw 4. What am I saying? The trolley. Don't need the trolley anymore. Trolley's useless. Alright, we do get a prize. Iono? Hey, Iono. Okay. I'm getting good at this. I'm guessing what's in the prizes. Okay, so Iono's not bad. We'll see what they do here. Hopefully they do something and they don't just like fizzle out. It's really annoying when like you're trying to record gameplay with decks and like your opponent either pops off and absolutely steamrolls you as Dragapult, or you know, they're playing something different and then they don't pop off and you steamroll them. And it's like, the ups and downs of gameplay. I really hope they don't fizzle out. I don't know. I mean, that's a start, right? That's a start. how does it start? We are yet to see a stadium, but there we go. We also get another Seaking, which is good. I mean, we just win next turn if they... Do we win next turn? No, because we still need Skeledirge to knock out Roggenrola. Okay, there's Poffin. Are we about to demonstrate what happens when you get to take 2 prizes in a turn? Kind of feels that way. We do have to worry about them boss with Charizard on Skeledirge, which is kind of annoying. I'm surprised I didn't get Pidgey. Like, what is the point of Gigalith? Because I only thought Gigalith worked with fighting type Pokemon, but maybe it works with non... Wait, what? What? What was that? Oh, never mind, I guess.